apps, like the MLB app, where they would show live streams of like games and like they'd have like a documentary or like highlights and other stuff on the app too. And they would use the same technology for Disney Plus. I guess he got that experience from like ESPN or something.
Right. Right, and they knew they had to go digital somehow.
Yeah.
So they were looking for an angle.
It's even in the title of the chapter.
Right.
If you don't innovate, something.
Yeah, and like handling that process for your employees during a big part of time period of change. Also, like while cannibalizing your existing channels.
Like the theatrical releases.
Like if you're showing it in the streaming app, less people are going to watch it in theaters. Less people are going to watch it in like TV and network TV and stuff like that. So like that's a really tough process. You have to continuously communicate with your teams and like keep open lines of channels and like make sure everybody navigates it clearly and effectively. Clear communication about like what your goals are, why you're doing it, how you're going to get there, acknowledging that there's going to be problems, communicates to your employees that like you know what you're doing, why these things are going to be problematic, but like why they have to happen at the same time. That's a sign of like really strong leadership, is like knowing how to handle all that.
He has this whole thing at the end of the book where he says like how to become a good leader.
Yeah. And he like summarizes all the key points and stuff. So I'm like just repeating a lot of these key points that he says at the end too.
They don't address like the fallout with Scarlett Johansson. I don't know if this is Bob Chapek and not Iger, but like they don't talk about like people being upset like the residuals from like the apps didn't go over. Oh, actually that's not fair because the book was released in 2019, so a lot of that stuff didn't apply yet.
That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
And then maybe a lot of this also was convenient that they released this book in 2019 before a lot of this stuff started getting all messy and stuff. Let's get this book now.
Like I didn't know anything about Disney Plus. It was barely an app back then, you know.
Yeah, and now like Disney's getting more and more like losing their way, and like they're having some stumblings here and there and stuff. Kind of like in a tough spot with like a lot of their franchises, managing the empire. He was like a very dynamic leader about making bold plays to grow the empire. Yeah. Now it's like, how do we manage this big empire now after it's already grown?
I think they're doing some stuff like the Fox releases finally, which is helping, like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes and Alien Romulus.
Right. It's good that they've diversified so much that like now they have to compete with themselves. So like now they have to like not counter program.
Now they got to figure out like what to release in theaters and what to release in Disney Plus. They could probably do a whole bunch of films just in Disney Plus and not release them in the theaters.
Yeah, and and now they have all these channels to work with. Yeah, it's fascinating. They start with acquiring ABC, then they have all these franchises and movies that they built up. All these movie franchises. Now they have Disney Plus that they've built up.
Which is sort of replacing Disney Channel and ABC.
Yeah, exactly. So. You've really seen this kind of full arc of this company under this one guy's tenure, and like he's back again too. They can't get him out of there, so they brought him back again.
They pulled me back in.
Just when I try to get out, they pull me back in. Just when I try to get out, they pull me back in. There we go. I was fishing for it. I was wondering if you were gonna pick up on it or not.
I didn't pick it up on it. Right. It's good to have fun. Yeah.
All right, so and then of course there's like Me Too with John Lasseter, and also like the canceling of Roseanne. Also,
I actually forgot about that part of the book. Probably that was so many acquisitions happening. In
there's such an awkward part of the book too. But like I don't know. Like,
when he was on ABC as like a exec or whatever, not CEO. Like Roseanne was on at the time. Yeah.
Yeah, and like she's talking about like people of color and stuff like that, and like also it was like the #1 show at the time, and like a lot of people wouldn't necessarily make his decision like so quickly, but he said like he was very decisive about it. He's like within like a day, like it just got decided right away.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I remember. Yeah.
It's like no, we're not discussing this. There's no room for reinterpretation. The internet is a real place.
Yeah.
Don't say things like this on Twitter. Also, he had multiple conversations with her about like you got to clean up this act on Twitter if you're gonna continue working with us, and
she had worked with her. So, did he mention Home Improvement also? Maybe.
Yeah,
but like he had previous business partnerships through like ABC and the original Roseanne also.
Right. They go way back to the original ABC, and so she was part of the programming there. Yeah. They brought her up more. They brought up her story more later on when she was getting canceled, but like they did tie it back to like his previous experiences. But I mean like that's a fascinating example of like being decisive. Like we have to take an ethical stand on this. If we hem and haw on this, people are gonna see our hesitation. If we say a half-hearted statement here, like, "Oh, we deeply regret this," and like you don't do anything, like we're gonna be like notice that. He's like,
"We deeply regret this, but we're gonna keep her hired.
We're gonna keep her hired.
The show on there, and
we will
she's
keep
gonna
this
still stay on Twitter
and that's the exact thing that people get sick of. They're like, "This is corporate mumbo jumbo," and it's like dodging the whole problem. He's like, "We're not gonna do that this time." So that's like a fascinating example of leadership.
It's very interesting because like when you have to manage a Discord or be a community manager, you gotta make a call. Yeah, some people just don't do anything. Yeah.
These are lessons for like anybody at any level of leadership. About like maybe we could talk about like lessons to take away for being a leader in a community. And like we're at 40 minutes on this part, so leadership skill lessons.
Yeah. I probably should get a photo of like that part of the book. I don't know.
Yeah, I took a bunch of screenshots on my phone. But I think we kind of already went over a bunch of them. So I guess there's like be decisive, do the right thing, or like even more so, people are looking.
People are looking
to you to do the right thing.
I think every job I've been into, just because I've been in customer service, like people are looking. People are looking.
And they're like, "Are you gonna do it or not? Like, what are you gonna do here? Like,
are you just gonna not embarrass yourself, Mr. Simpson or whatever?
You're just gonna cover your ass and like nobody's gonna like, oh yeah, I this wasn't my fault. Like I can't blame that. Like you're in charge. You're the leader here. Like you're not making a call here. You got to make a tough call, and and like also maintaining your composure. In tough circumstances.
Yeah, I guess he's like never angry, even when he makes like he's being punitive or whatever it is.
Yeah.
He'd be like, I believe that person did a wrong thing. I'm doing the right action to correct this.
And then also like when it was in The Hook where he's dealing with Shanghai Disneyland, he's like, you know what, I gotta put on a good show. I can't have a good show of face here.
I think that's one of the Disney. What do you call it? The show,
Disney show?
That's one of the main 4 elements of whatever Disney,
Yeah, and I guess
safety, show, and whatever.
That's also true in show business, too. Like, if you're on a theater, you're doing a theatrical production, and you hear, like, some devastating news, like, you still have to figure out how to deal with it while, like, a show's going on or something. Like, you're performing Hamilton, and, like, you just heard something, or, like, you're doing live TV show journalism and you just heard some distressing news or something. You gotta figure out how to proceed and stuff. So, and then also like treat people with empathy. You know, it can pay immensely.
Yeah, I mean, it made Disney billions of dollars, tens of billions of dollars, nearly hundreds of billions of dollars.
It's like you can win people in incalculable ways that are more important than money, I should say.
Yeah. And money helps too.
Although the money does help.
Yeah.
I mean, like that's kind of a lesson that Warren Buffett has at some point. Is like he develops so much goodwill with like how people invest and believe in his character as an investor and stuff that like sometimes when he like makes a judgment call and like people are like, you know, I don't know exactly what's happening, but Warren's saying that he's doing this, and like people are throwing their weight behind him. So I believe in him, and like he wouldn't do the wrong thing here. We got to make the right call. So like, you know, building trust with people, like always making the right decision. Once you lose trust from people from a terrible decision, it's over. Like people can never quite trust you the same way again. You can slowly build it back up, but it's never going to be quite the same.
Yeah.
So like it's really tough to build trust. You know, trust is very important. Is a hard thing to build and an easy thing to lose. Yeah, I mean that's ultimately what it comes down to.
Yeah.
And then let's see what else is there. I mean, I don't know, like be sensitive to creative people's needs. I don't know, like I mean, like part of me was like thinking about the scheduling thing with like Twin Peaks also.
Yeah.
The
scheduling thing wasn't the worst thing. The worst thing was like, I actually don't remember this in the book, but you mentioned like telling David Lynch to reveal who the killer was.
Yeah.
You have to understand your business, yeah.
Understand your business.
People want to know when the ratings are dying and you're sweeping floors and what's going on in the show, man. No one understands what's going on.
Yeah, you have to understand your business, trust your creative leadership, trust your teams. Like, that was a big aspect of, like, them transitioning over to, like, Bob Iger's leadership from Eisner's. Was also, there was, like, another team that was, like, under Eisner that was, like, interfering with things. You can read more about that in the book, but like, yeah, like part of the restructuring was like being able to put more faith in like the creative leaderships, because like there's too much interference and stuff. So they felt more free to like, oh, we can actually do things now instead. So.
I remember that from like Yellow Hat marketing. Like, if you don't want us to do it, like, why didn't you do it yourself as opposed to paying us?
Oh, interesting, huh? Yeah. Yeah, if you're micromanaging everything, like, you know.
do it. Like, then why did you pay us to do it for you?
Yeah, I think that was something Steve Jobs also learned, is that, like, he was a pretty smart guy, and sometimes he could be really micromanaging sometimes. Yeah. Sometimes they would literally tell him, okay, why don't you do it? And they would be like, okay, we're going to give you an interface for you to do it yourself. And then he does it, and it works. But, like, sometimes he was like, he had to learn to, like, let go of the reins and be like, okay, even if I do have an idea of how to do things. Yeah. Sometimes it's up to them to figure it out on their own too. So he has to let go of the.
I guess that was the Iger and.
It's not scalable.
It's the Iger and Jobs thing.
Yeah,
that helped Disney out.
Yeah, so trust your teams to make them feel empowered. You know.
Also, you're paying them.
You're paying them.
You're paying them. Why are you doing it?
Yeah, you're stressing yourself out more. Yeah. Let's see what else. And I don't know.
Covered by everything, yeah.
Yeah, don't, build friendships.
I think this part of the book is like 3 pages long.
Yeah. Yeah, these are all the key things, you know. And, so key lessons from Ride of a Lifetime by Bob Iger. Yeah. Be decisive. People are looking to you to do the right thing. Yeah. Maintaining your composure in tough circumstances has its rewards. Treat people with empathy. You can win people in incalculable ways, which are more important than money, although the money does help. Trust is a hard thing to build and an easy thing to lose. Be sensitive to creative people's needs. Understand your business inside and out so you know what you're talking about when you're dealing with people. And trust your teams to make them feel empowered. Otherwise, what are you paying them for? Yeah. Okay.
This sort of reminds me both of like business goals in addition to like when we went to church and they're like, these are like words to live by to make sure you have a good life or whatever.
Right. Yeah. And it also, and it also helps, like church, to have a little story behind the little lessons, so you know the context behind why these things mattered and stuff like that. Yeah. So each of these has like different circumstances, like in his life where these things applied. So like justice is a hard thing to build, easy thing to lose. That applied to like when like he's like building trust with like the Jobs family or with George Lucas and stuff like that. Yeah. And being sensitive to creative people's needs, that applied to like Twin Peaks and David Lynch and all that, and like also his relationship with George Lucas and Steven Spielberg even, and like tons of stuff like that.
Creator of Black Panther or the director, yeah.
And like maybe my biggest thing here is treating people with empathy is like super important. No matter what kind of leadership you're in a big company, in a small organization, as an individual, just dealing with people in general. Like it's I don't know, like it's just like it's just essential for being a decent human being in general, is even beyond like You'd be surprised how many people have never been treated with faith and trust. That like if you just treat them with that, and like genuinely mean it, then they'll like they're willing to give you a lot when you give them that. So, yeah, okay. But of course, be careful with that because sometimes you can put yourself in a tough spot. All right. Anyway, I guess that's a pretty good summary of this book.
Good conversation about the book too.
Good conversation about the book. I think we actually ended up being very, very comprehensive about it.
Yeah.
There's tons more details in the book itself,
yeah.
But if you want this as a book summary, you can listen to this podcast.
Read direct sources. Don't just do hearsay.
Read the direct sources. It's much
First
better.
person.
It's much better, and the book's pretty short. I highly recommend it.
It feels very short, yeah.
Yeah, I will try to link a bookshop link for a affiliate link. I would get a referral bonus, and we collect commissions from that. Or you could buy it yourself, or you could take it from the library.
Or you could not buy it.
Or you could not buy it, and you could just enjoy the book summary too.
Yeah.
If you like this, and you want to support and you want to buy a book, feel free to use the bookshop link, and it helps the stream. All right, helps the podcast. All right, hope you had a good time, and we will see you next time with our next thing with Movies with Mudita and Pierre PhD. Until
we might be doing like a Discord for like Wings of Power or something.
Yeah, follow us on Discord, and until then, happy watching. All right, take care. Support your local artists and creators, and happy watching. All right, take care. Peace.
Yeah.